So, the Warriors against the Pelicans. The teams closed in the standings. And Herb Jones was hitting three-pointers, man. 29%, by the way. Yeah, he was cooking. But then it got heated as Draymond and Brandon Ingram started to talk. And it happened twice. There were technicals and it got heated. But to my surprise, it was the Pelicans that were fired up. And they were up 20 after this pull-up three-pointer. And that first half was so disappointing by the Warriors. It felt like they just don't have the heart. But Killa, Clay, he's gonna be there. Shout out Alk. The Warriors finally showed some pedigree and some heart in this second half. Steph from deep. Oh yeah. My God, that was nasty. And Steph finally got to cook in here. Jordan Poole misses. We get the offensive rebound as Lungard, the best we've ever seen. And it's a 6-point game all of a sudden with us just playing that much better. And here's a wild possession, but in the end, Jordan Poole gets the nasty Euro step and we have the lead here. Despite the first half just looking like the worst nightmare, especially after that Timberwolves game. Kuminga! My, oh my. That's just spectacular. And Jordan Poole, we've allowed him to cook here a little more and he's delivered, man. We are running more flat pick and rolls for him and just high overall pick and rolls, which just allow him to be himself and just let him cook, man. And then Steph, you already know he had to do it to CJ, pulls up in his face, and CJ has to be sick of it, man. He's been seeing this his whole career, and I would be fucking sick of it myself, to be fair. And what a win by the Warriors. Much needed, especially after that first half, because that first half we just looked miserable. We just looked like we didn't want to be out there, and we looked like, we just looked defeated. Funny enough, right? And I've never seen the Warriors quite look this defeated, but I should never question the competitive spirit of a group that has Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and a Draymond Green, man. The competitive spirit is just unmatched. Draymond with 8, 6, and 13 was on a thin line, man. I thought he was gonna get tossed out of this game at least twice, and he didn't, somehow. And I'm grateful for it, because, well, in the end it helped us. But yeah, he was on a very, very thin line, man. Klay with 17, he was huge in that second half. 5 of 11 from the three-point line. Can knock down his mid-rangers or anything, well, besides the three balls, but the three-pointers have been falling really well. Steph finally bounces back after some really bad performances after that 50-piece against the Clippers. Well, not really bad, but just some rough performances, right? And just not... he didn't play as well as he was playing before that 50-piece. And he had 39, 8 and 8, 3 steals, 14 of 25 from the field, and he showed up in that second half huge. He was spectacular and he did exactly what we needed. He made his three-pointers, was just the human torch that just brought energy and attention to him and created chaos, which is what we needed, of course. Kuminga was spectacular, 13 and 4, loved that he played 31 minutes, made me really happy to see him get those minutes. Kevon Looney with 8 rebounds wasn't his best night finishing, because the Pelicans, to be fair to them, played really great, especially that first half. And Jordan Poole, 21 points. He's been figuring it out, and they are letting him just work. And I'm happy to see that. And I think he's playing actually a little better defensively. Of course, it's nothing groundbreaking, but I can see some better effort. And what also helped us a lot that we stopped turning the ball over like idiots, because they had like 14 turnovers or something like that in the first half, which was just, insane. They had more turnovers than assists in that first half. It was like 11 to 14, I'm pretty sure. Which is just, outrageous. But we ended with 18 turnovers, which is more than adequate. And the Pelicans, in the end, turned the ball over 17 times themselves. Brandon Ingram had some real struggles with turning the ball over. And he cooled off in that second half. But, man, was he great in that first half. 26, 8, and 7. We had to throw a box and one at him at times, because he was just cooking us a lot. But in the end, the other starters just weren't, didn't deliver enough. CJ has been struggling overall. He had 15 points. Herb Jones cooled off, had just 13 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Valanciunas just didn't get to try to abuse Draymond and our small players enough. And when he did, we played some really solid defense. He had 4 turnovers and a lot of them were travels, which was great to see. And shout out Trey Murphy, though. I thought he played really well overall. The bench, I think they did their job, man. It was just too overwhelming. The Warriors became too overwhelming in that second half, and the Pelicans just didn't have enough energy. To be fair to them, they were on a back-to-back, right? They played in Portland yesterday, even though there was kind of an exhibition game with the way Portland. I mean, do I need to say more than they are the Trailblazers, right? Yeah. So, to be fair to the Pels, it's kind of hard to judge them on this game, right? It's really unfair. And they are still, playing some of the best basketball I've seen from them since Zion has been out for some time. And they are overall in a good spot to make the play-in at worst. And of course, their defense is top-notch the whole year. They are top 5 for the whole year, which is top-notch. Top-notch for this year, right? Because, the defenses are down this year because, the offenses are up this year. Which makes sense because we have a whole lot of skilled players, man. And yeah, this is not a debate for now, I suppose. But the Pels are in a good spot. The Warriors are in a solid spot now, 40 and 37. And I mean, they need to just win some games on the road, win against the Spurs on Friday, and they should be good to go to be I believe they'll be the 6th seed, probably. I think they won't get to the 5th or 4th because they are just too good at tricking games away this year, but we'll see. It's gonna be surprising. But shout out for this win, man. What a great win, and Draymond talking ish while he was down 20, it was something. And hey, man, we backed it up in the end, right? That's all that matters. Let's go, baby.